To our Qigong breathwork session. I want to spend a little bit longer this morning just going through the 5-element flow. So we'll do a little bit of a warm-up, a cleansing and clearing, and then we'll go straight into the flow. So the first movement as part of our mobilization and warm-up, knocking on the door of life, taking your feet shoulder width apart. Remember that nice central rotational axis through the crown of the head, through the spine, and then just rotating around that axis, nice and easy. We're just breathing naturally, normally, not breathing in any particular way, just letting the breath be normal, natural, in and out through the nose. Tapping on back and belly. Using the ground, so using that connection with the ground, grounded through the legs, grounded through the lower body, and then driving from the hips and the waist. Lengthening the spine upwards. And just visualize each of the vertebrae just rotating one on top of the other. That space in between. Lengthen the spine to create the space. And then just gradually slowing it down. So as we slow it down, remember we just bring that little bit more resistance to the arms. It's almost as if you're just moving your body and arms through clouds or through water. And just sensing that spiral through the ankles. You've got a little bit of bend in the knees as you come up. Through the knees. Through the hips. Base of the spine, the sacrum. All the way up the spine. Neck. The shoulders, the elbows, softness in the wrists and the fingers. And then slow it down. And just stand for a moment, balanced. We'll do a little bit of spreading the feathers, which is quite nice. So I'll show you from the side, but you keep facing forwards. You do that little bit of spiral again, gather in front, spiral through, and then arms, fingers facing the ground, and just lengthen the back of the neck. So a little bit of strength and a little bit of tension through the arm line, and just lengthen the back of the neck. And then again, hips glide back, hinge forward, spiral through, lengthen the neck. And then just keep going at your own comfortable pace. Just giving that little bit of stretch through the arms, bringing the shoulders down, lengthening the neck. Hinge forwards, bending the knees a little bit. Stretching out the fingers. Just do a couple more in your own time. Again, with the stretches, nothing is forced. It's all very, very gentle, elongation rather than forced stretching. And then take a rest. And then we'll go other direction, although it's the same direction but the other way with the hands. So I'll show you from the back, palms facing back, spiral behind, through, and then palms face forward. Spread out that little finger as well. So palms facing back, spiral through, and then stretch out that line down the arm. Spiral, stretch, spiral. Again, breathing is just easy. Just breathe easy. We don't have to use the breath in any particular way with these movements. Couple more. Scooping and spiraling. And then take a rest. Doing that particular movement, scooping behind and stretching, was when I realized I needed something to hold my mobile phone, because I was resting my mobile phone unbeknowingly to me on that little finger. And when I was doing this one, I was going, oh, why is that finger so tight? And I realized that was why. So I got one of those things on the back of the phone, and I'm going to get a smaller phone next time. 2 more cleansing and clearings, and we'll go straight into the flow. So first one, we've done it before, but we just do it a little bit quicker. You breathe in, and then you breathe out. Breathe in, and deliberately use that exhale as a cleansing and clearing breath, and we get that little bit of a rhythm going. It's also good for the calves, the feet. If you have any pain, if you have any ankle issues, then just do it, just keeping the heels on the ground. You can do that. But if it's good, come up onto the bubbling spring. Let go. Breathe in, let go. Now, a few big breaths like this is great. It's good for cleansing, clearing, getting rid of any tension. Too many, you feel lightheaded. So if you start to feel lightheaded, you just breathe easy. Couple more. Well, that feels good. Let go and just balance. And then another cleansing and clearing. Just make sure I've got space here. Make sure you've got space each side of you. You're not going to whack your hands on anything. So we drop and drop. Palms up there. That little double bounce. And again, you can do a few cleansing and clearing breaths. Just a few, just as many as you need. And then slow it down. And just come to a standing for a minute and just feel. We've moved the energy around, we've got the blood flowing. Started cleansing and clearing toxins out of the body. And now we're going to our 5-element flow. The one, if you were watching last Tuesday, we were doing last Tuesday. First movement is the metal element, which is focusing on breath, bringing energy into the body, soaring crane, breathing in, breathing out. And remember, the breath is light. It's as light as you can make it. It's as soft as you can make it. It's quiet, but without it feeling strained, without you feeling as if you're running out of air. Just get it as natural as possible. And it's almost as if the breath is guiding the movement. So as you breathe in, then the body expands. And as you breathe out, the body softens and contracts. So the movement is a response to the breath. Imagine the way a jellyfish moves. Whole body breathing. And as you're breathing in, you're bringing all that fresh energy into the body, bringing all of that oxygen into the body. And as you breathe out, just lightly, softly through the nose, I want you to visualize that you're actually really condensing that energy within every single cell in the body. Squeezing that energy from the blood into every single cell as you breathe out. You can slowly start to lower the arms a little bit, brings that focus a little bit more to the lower lobes of the lungs. So the exhale here, it's quiet, it's soft, it's through the nose. And it's different from the exhale when we were doing a cleansing and clearing. There we were cleansing and clearing. Here we're actually concentrating the energy into every single cell with that out breath. Bringing the energy in, sending the energy every single cell in the body. And then when you're ready, just taking a rest. Taking a moment to yourself. Moving into the water element, which is really focusing on relaxation and flow of energy through the body, flow of movement. Taking one arm onto the back. So I'll just show you one arm on the back there, resting the back of the hand on the back. And then other arm starts just by back of the hand towards the forehead, removing from the hips and the waist. That's where the movement comes from. And we start with a rotation and a hinge forwards and rotation round. Rotation, hinge forwards. I'm just going to move out of the way. That plant's moved since last week. Sure, it's getting bigger every week. Let's get that very nice hinge forwards. Let the knees just bend as they need to. Movement coming from the hips and the waist. Breathing in as you come up, breathing out as you scoop down. If the breathing is ever a challenge, just breathe lightly and softly in and out through the nose. The breath shouldn't be big or uncomfortable or unnatural. It should just be light and soft, easy. We should be breathing just the amount of air that we need for what we are actually practicing, what we're doing. Keep that movement going now, but without the hinge at the waist, the hinge at the hips. So still rotating from the waist, but no hinge forwards. Still making those Zen circles. Relaxation and flow. Let's move into a smooth transition to the other side. And then starting with the hinge at the hips. Moving from the hips at the waist. Hinging forwards. Same movement but without the hinge at the waist, so just rotation, a movement from the hips to the waist, no hinge forwards. Smooth and soft, flowing movement, soft flowing breath. And then take a rest when you're ready. Next movement, repel the monkey. So one palm forwards. A little bit of bend in the knees, rotation, twisting through the body, twisting through the trunk, the other arm back. And then you bring that back arm past the ear. And then you swap. This arm then comes towards the ribs here. Push away, repel the monkey there. And then we swap side to side. Really nice one for that twisting. Again, spiraling. And just breathe however feels good for you with this one. It may feel good to breathe as you push. Just let that breath be natural. Using the whole body. Notice my knees are just dipping. I'm just lowering a little bit as I come through there. Standing a little bit taller. But again, just do what feels right for you. It's not about trying to move in any particular way or trying to move as I'm moving or anybody else if you're watching on the screen. Wood element, so that combination of strength and flexibility. building resilience. Notice too that we're leading from the hips and the waist again. So as we rotate the hips and the waist, the movement, the upper body follows through. It's a really nice one to get the joints moving first thing in the morning. Couple more in your own time. And then take a rest. Just standing for a moment, balance. And then step out again if you've closed your feet a little bit there, shoulder width apart. One back of the hand facing the brow again. So this is the side we rotate to start off with. So if I'm mirroring you, your left palm facing forwards, we're rotating to the left. As we rotate to the left, we push to the left with the right arm. Watch that you don't overreach. So you're still going down that central axis, still rotating through the spine, and then we swap. As we come to center, you've got elbow, fingers to elbow, and then you swap, push the other side. Fair maid works the shuttle. Again, just breathing, however feels good. This is another really nice one for twisting and wringing and getting that spiral movement working. Maybe one side feels a little tighter than the other. Again, we're not forcing anything. Just really ease into the movement. Remembering that all movements that we're doing are flow. Working on the fire element. Maybe you feel a nice stretch through the waist. Smooth movement. Smooth, light breathing. Let's do one more each side in your own time. And then take a rest. Final element, earth element, single arm pebble in the pond. So one palm, softness through the elbow, softness through the wrist, one palm facing up just below the belly button. A little bit of that hinge at the hip as we spiral out from the center. As always, the hips are leading, a little bit of hinge forwards. Breath out, breath in as you bring that energy back to the center. So the earth element, really focusing on grounding, centering. Get that little bit of figure of 8 working through the hips. Soft, quiet breath. Let's do one more each side in your own time. And then take a moment. And we'll just finish off with 3 pulling down the heavens, moving into bamboo in the wind. So breath in, breath out, breath in, breath out. Interlocking your thumbs, resting on the lower belly, bringing the feet together, just letting the elbows relax and the shoulders relax, closing your eyes and just spending a moment centering the breath and allowing the body to balance. Naturally rocking and swaying, a little bit of spiraling. And then when you're ready, just taking a fuller breath in, nice calm, fuller breath in. Opening your eyes, stepping out, gently giving yourself a little bit of a brush down. Back, belly. Good, and we will finish there. So a little bit longer there on the flow, which is quite nice. Hopefully you enjoyed that. If you're around on Friday morning at 8 o'clock, if some of you have been doing the 2022 kilometre challenge, then Elaine and I will be just having a quick chat 8 o'clock on Friday morning till 8:30. So if you're around for that, don't worry, I've still got about 500 miles to do before the end of the year, which I most probably won't get done. And then also we haven't done an Unlock the Power of Breath workshop for a while, so we'll be doing that on the 26th of November, so just know that we've got that coming up. Okay, thank you for your time, your attention, and for joining in the session this morning, and I look forward to seeing you on Thursday. Take care, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you all.